The Fountain's Tale, Part 2 of 4. Upon this dance, among as other men, danced a squire before Dorigen, that fresher was and jollier of array, as to my doom, than is the month of May. He singeth, danceth, passing any man, that is or was, sith that the world began. Therewith he was, if men should him describe, one of the best faring men on live. Young, strong, right virtuous, and rich, and wise, and well beloved, and holden in greater prize. And shortly, if the sooth I tellen shall, and witting of this Dorigen at all, this lusty squire, servant to Venus, which that decrepit was Aurelius, had loved her best of any creature, 2 year and more, as was his aventure. But never dost he tell in her his grievance, withouten cup he drank all his penance. He was despaired, no thing dost he say, save in his song as somewhat would he ray. His woe as in a general complaining, he said he loved and was beloved no thing. Of such matter made he many lays, songs, complaints, roundels, virelays. How that he durst not his sorrow tell, but languisheth as a fury doth in hell. And die he must, he said, as did Echo, for Narcissus, that durst not tell her woe. In other manner than ye hear me say, ne'er dost he net to her his ray, save that, peradventure, sometime at dunces, the young folk keep in her observances. It may well be he looked on her face, in such a ways as man that asketh grace, but nothing was she of his intent. Nevertheless, it happened, ere they then as went, by cause that he was her neighbour, and was a man of worship and honour, and had in knowing him of time yore, they fell in speech, and forth more and more, unto his purpose drew Aurelius. And when he saw his time, he said thus, Madam, quoth he, by God that this world made, so that I wist it might your heart glad, I would that day that your Averagus went over the sea, that I, Aurelius, had a went there never, I should have come again. For well I wot my service is in vain, my garden is but fasting of mine heart. Madam, beareth upon my pain is smart, for with a word ye may me slay nor save. Here at your feet God would that I were grave. I ne'er have as now no lesser more to say. Have mercy, sweet, or ye will to me die. She gan to look upon Aurelius. Is this your will, quoth she? And say ye thus, never erst? Quoth she, now wist I what ye meant. But now, Aurelie, I know your intent, by the like God that gave me soul and life. Ne'er shall I never been untrue wife. In word ne work, as far as I have wit, I will bin his to whom that I am knit. Take this for final answer as of me. But after that in play thus said she, Aurelie, quoth she, by higher God above, yet would I grant you to bin your love, sin I you see so piteously complain. Look what day that end along Brittany ye remove out all of the rockers stone by stone, that they ne'er let a ship ne'er boat to go. I say when Ye han made the coast so clean of rockers that then is no stone is seen. Then will I love you best of any man. Have here my true love, in all that ever I can. Is there none other grace in you? Quoth he. No, by that Lord, quoth she, that maketh me, for well I would that it shall never betide. Let such follies out of your heart to slide. What dainty should a man have in his life for to go love another man as wife, that hath her body, when so that him liketh? Aurelius verloft saw Psyche. Woe was Aureli, when that he this heard, and with a sorrowful heart he thus answered. Madam, quoth he, this were an impossible. Then must I die of sudden death horrible. And with that word he turned him along. Though come here other friends many one, and in the alleys rumoured up and down, and nothing wist of this conclusion, but suddenly begun revel new, till that the brighter sun lost his hue, for the horizont hath reft the sun his light. This as much to say as it was night, and home they goen in joy and in solace, save only wretch Aurelius, alas. He to his house is goen with sorrowful heart, he saith he may not from his death start. Him seemed that he felt his heart a cold, up to the heaven his handes he gan hold, and on his clothes bare he set him down, and in his raving said his orison. For very woe out of his wit he bred, he nest what he spake, but thus he said. With piteous heart his plaint hath he begun, unto the goddess, and first unto the sun. He said, Apollo, God and governor of every plant, herb, tree, and flower, that yearest after thy declination, to each of him his time and his season, as thine herbory changeth lower or high. Lord Phoebus, cast thy merciable eye on wretch Aureli, which that am but lorn. Lo, Lord, my lady hath my death sworn, without a guilt, but thy benignity upon my deadly heart have some pity. For well I would, Lord Phoebus, if thou list, ye may me helpen, save my lady best. Now vouchsafe that I may you devise how that I may ben helpen, and in what wise. Your blissful sister, Lucina the Sheen, that of the sea is chief goddess and queen. Though Neptunus have deity in the sea, yet empress above in him is she. Ye knowing well, Lord, that writer's her desire is to be quicked and lighted of your fire, for which she followeth you full busily. Right so the sea desireth naturally to follow in her, as she that is goddess, both in the sea and rivers more and less. Wherefore, Lord Phoebus, this is my request. Do this miracle, or do mine heart best, that now next at this opposition, which in the sight shall be of the lion, as prayeth her so great a flood to bring, that 5 fathom at the least did overspring the highest rock in Armoric Brittany, and let this flood endure years twain, then certes to my lady may I say, hold it your hest, the rock has been away. Lord Phoebus, doeth this miracle for me, pray her she go no faster course than ye. I say, prayeth your sister that she go no faster course than ye these years too, then shall she bin even at full away, and spring flood lasted both night and day. And but she vouchsafe in such manner to grant me my sovereign lady dear, pray her to sink in every rock adown into her own dark region, under the ground. There Pluto dwelleth in, or nevermore shall I my lady win. Thy temple in Delphos will I barefoot seek, Lord Phoebus. See the tears on my cheek, and of my pain have some compassion. And with that word, in swoon, he fell down. And longer time he lay forth in a trance. His brother, which that knew of his penance, up called to him, and to bed he hath him brought. Despaired in his torment and this thought, let I this woeful creature lie? Choose he from me whether he will live or die. Averagus, with heel and great honour, as he that was of chivalry the flower, is coming home. And other worthy men, O blissful art thou now, thou Dorigen, that hast thy lusty husband in thine armours, the fresher knight, the worthy man of armours, that loveth thee as his own heart's life. No thing list him to been imaginative. If any wight had spoke while he was out, to hear of love he had of it no doubt. He not intended to such matter, but danceth, justeth, maketh her good cheer, and thus in joy and bliss I will let him dwell, and of the scythe Aurelius will I tell.